What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pace Studios here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are joined right now by a very special guest making a return appearance in 2017. This is Samantha Fish.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
It's been good. It's been an eventful year.
Yeah, I can tell. You've got a couple albums out this year. You've been touring all over the place. The most recent album is called Belle of the West. Came out in November. It's your second release of 2017, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And you're going to do a bunch of songs from the new record for us today.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the first song you're going to do for us.
Well, it's the first cut on the entire record, so it's a good one to start the little show with.
Yeah.
This is called American Dream.
Cool.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Blood on the street, deny the new day. Lost count of how many died. At least I'm doing it my way. You're the liberated, you are the free. Free to cry and die, disenfranchised. Blessed is your country. I'm living the American dream. 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 Hand on the Bible, foot on your neck. Living half past, half mast, and semi-automatic. Help it ain't coming, so I'm praying for you. It ain't much, but it's the least I can do. Well, 'cause I'm living the American dream. 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 Oh no, I'm living the American dream. 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the new record is called Belle of the West. That is the first song off of it, American Dream.
Yeah, it's the first cut.
The first song, yeah. And I was listening to the record this week, and so the last record that came out earlier this year in April was called Chills and Fever, and that was a very different sounding record than this one. That was a soul record, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
You recorded in Detroit, I think. It was covers of some older soul songs. It was sort of had a garagey feel, very like leather jacket kind of music. And this record, when I was listening to it, has it's like a dustier feel. It's a more country feel. Feels like a little bit more of a slow burn kind of a record. Was that what you were sort of going for as you made this one?
Well, I feel like the only way we could have released 2 records in 1 year and had it work is if they were, as different as those 2 records ended up being. Chills and Fever, you're right, it's got this R&B, rock and roll, soul vibe to it. And yeah, I mean, Belle of the West, it's definitely more stripped, and but I think they make sense together. Like I feel like coming out at the same time, they kind of make sense. They go together.
Yeah.
It's been really fun putting the show together around it, like trying to
I can
figure out how to make
imagine.
everything
Yeah.
connect.
This seems sort of like the perfect format for Belle of the West. It's kind of it feels like an acoustic, like a back porch kind of record with acoustic guitars, fiddles, a flute, or maybe that's a piccolo.
It's a fife, yeah.
It's a fife.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Almost guessed it. Yeah. So, when you were looking to make this record, I know you recorded it in Mississippi with Luther Dickinson.
Yes.
Was it something like, you were saying like, not so much solos this time around, acoustic instruments, a little bit more countrified? I mean, were you looking to sort of like get out of one box and sort of into another?
Well, what I really fell in love with about that experience, that studio, was we recorded live, like together at once. We're doing acoustic instruments, vocals at the same time. It's like this. All the microphones are going to bleed into each other. So it's kind of a single take operation.
Yeah.
So you get this really organic feel that you've got all the tension of everybody not sure where we're going to go. And so I feel like you capture this kind of magic on an album. I wanted to do a whole record like that. And I wanted to bring my songs. And really that album is focused on songwriting.
Yeah.
And it's not that the guitar is secondary to it. It's just that was the vibe that we came into the studio with. Like, we're going to make this acoustic style record because there's still guitar solos on it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
the songs aren't vehicles for a solo. If it's appropriate, there's a solo. If it's not, then we just make the song what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, cool. So it does have that sort of more organic feel to it, I think, than maybe some of the stuff in the past in terms of how it's recorded, how it came out. Yeah.
It's funny because that's like the anti-Samantha record in a way, because I'm kind of a perfectionist in the studio. I could sit there and noodle around on a guitar for 10 hours trying to get the solo exactly perfect. But in this situation, you can't do that. The musicians on the album were such professionals, and they're great, and they're perfect at this kind of music that it's second nature. It was fun for me. I was definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna do a few more from Belle of the West today. Tell me a little bit about this next one you're gonna do for us.
This one's called Blood in the Water, and it's the second song on the record.
I can see a pattern emerging
I know.
here.
I wonder what the third one's gonna be. All right, you ready?
1, 2, 3.
Run from your people, run from your own. What is the matter? What's going on? I see the panic, I hear the howl. Tell me, what did they do now? There is blood in the water. There is blood in the water. Where will you go? I'd like to know, 'cause I've been thinking about cutting out too. I see you still, it's just a chill, a thought that haunts everything that I do. There is blood in the water. There is blood in the water. Ow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the music on this record, which is sort of a little bit of a departure from what you've done in the past and what your last record sounded like. Those two songs, which are the first two on this new record, Belle of the West, when I was listening to them in terms of like lyrically, and this is an album that you said is about songwriting. It seems like it's about storytelling.
Yeah.
It's about sort of characters as much as instruments. And those songs seem to have a pretty kind of a dark undercurrent to them. American Dream seems sort of like it's the underside of the American Dream.
Yeah.
A lot of those lyrics are kind of flipped on their head in terms of what that dream might be.
The chorus is positive, but in a sarcastic kind of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you nailed it there.
Well, like on the first song on American Dream, I've been listening to that song for like days now, and I couldn't quite make out whether you were saying living or leaving.
I'm living. It's the Missouri accent.
But it seemed like it would go. You know what I mean? Like there was a certain kind of like, enough with this. And that song, Blood in the Water, also seems to have a pretty, kind of a dark undercurrent underneath it. Was that, thematically, were you going for something with this record?
That's a song about loss. Like losing somebody who they shouldn't have ever left. And just kind of dealing with them being somebody left behind, and what that feels like. Blood in the Water is kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like when you mix the two, you can't ever get one thing out of the other again. So
yeah, right. That's cool.
Yeah.
But in terms of like other songs on the record, do you go for when you're putting a record together, and especially this one where it seems like the songwriting really was sort of a focus for you? Do you look at a record as kind of having a theme or something umbrella that goes over everything, or do the songs really sort of come individually?
I think the songs kind of come individually. But as far as like from a lyrical standpoint, I don't really set out to write a concept record lyrically, but the sound I think is what pulls it all together, And a lot of my writing is, inspired by my life and my, my stories. So maybe that's kind of what draws it all together, and that's the theme. It's just stuff from my perspective and point of view, and I really got into working with other songwriters when I went to Nashville, and I worked with Jim McCormick, and he taught me a lot about just storytelling and how to write, something that's not just such a vague personal thing, but something that could connect with somebody else, and
right.
Tell their story somewhat. So
when you were down in Mississippi for this one, I know you were working with some amazing musicians.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them. Do you come with songs? You say like, "This is what I've got. This is the blueprint," and then everyone kind of like puts in their parts.
Yeah, I mean, especially with this album, I came in, I demoed everything just like this. An acoustic guitar in my voice, and I had ideas about what could go here and there. But I had a wonderful producer, Luther Dickinson.
Who you've worked with before, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we did Wild Heart.
Right, Wild Heart.
And
yeah.
And that's what inspired this record, because we did a couple songs at that specific studio and that kind of style. And I thought, I want to do a whole record like this. But I bring in the bare structure of a song, and then we fill it out from there. It's like it kind of has a mood already. So how can we make that more dramatic? How can we really sell that?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to do a couple more, both from Belle of the West.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this next one you're going to do.
This one's called Need You More. And it's just kind of a sad love song. It's about, living on the road and never being around. So I wrote this about life on the road, pretty much. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Another bar, another hotel room. I thought maybe you'd be calling soon. These days fly by without you. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I'm still a long way out. There's no one left for me to take it out on. I revel in the spin down to the bottom. I push you out to the unknown. But troubled hearts ache to feel at home. And babe, I need you more than you'll ever know. Yeah. There's no one left for me to take it out on. I revel in the spin down to the bottom. I push you out to the unknown. But troubled hearts ache to feel at home. And babe, I need you more than you'll ever know. Said I need you more than you'll ever know. Oh, I need you more than you'll ever know. Thank
Gosh,
you.
Thank you so much. So, I'm curious, especially a song like that one. Were you a country music listener when you were growing
Oh,
up in
yeah.
Kansas City?
Yes. My favorite songwriters are country music songwriters. I mean, I think that's where the storytelling thing is so important to me. It's not just country, it's like Americana and those are my favorite songwriters. And, I think some of the stuff that cuts really, for me cuts straight to my heart. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to hear, I mean, again, the albums I've heard of yours going through the years, you're often listening for like great solos, great kind of like rock and blues. And these songs really do kind of accentuate that down home country feel. And it's just, I don't know, it sounds natural doing it.
Thanks. Well, thank you. Thank
So
you.
that is this, so Belle of the West has that kind of feel to it. And Chills and Fever had a very specific kind of soul garage R&B feel to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's enough, to make 2 records in 1 year. But thinking ahead to the next, do you like kind of like moving in and out of these kinds of things? Do you have like an idea of where you'd like to go, or does it just sort of like happen the way it happens?
I mean, I've got an idea for the next one, but it needs some time to develop. I want to go out and play these songs and let my playing evolve to what we're doing live, and then that kind of dictates where the next record is. But I mean, I've got ideas about where I want to take it.
Yeah.
It's just I got a lot on my plate right now with that.
I know. Yeah, I think you've had a couple of European tours this year on top of all the records.
Yeah, we just got back from Europe. We were there for like a month, and it was killer. It was killer. We brought Chills and Fever over there. We hadn't had the opportunity to bring that tour over there yet.
Yeah.
And it was like right when Belle of the West came out. So I mean, we've been running. I mean, since the last time I saw you, just really, really, really hard.
Nonstop.
So it's been great though.
Yeah. Did you find like out in Europe, I'm always talking to musicians as they bring their American-ish music out to other continents, South America, Europe, Asia, and I'm always curious. Like, they seem to typically find that wherever you go, people have a real natural love for like American roots music.
I think so. And especially in the UK this time around, I noticed there's a huge love for soul music.
Yeah.
I guess when we were doing Chills and Fever and I was like researching all this obscure soul music. There's like this Northern Soul movement in the
Yeah,
UK.
right. The
and-
Northern Soul.
Yeah, and they love that stuff. So when we brought the band out there, I mean, it was the biggest reception we'd had so far. And I was like, all right, you know, it's kind of interesting to see what regions appreciate what style in particular more. But it's all, you know, American rooted music. I think it's beautiful. It's really cool to see people from different cultures really get into that.
Yeah, totally. I'm curious, like when you go back to the UK and now you're bringing not like a soul band, now you're bringing kind of like a country band. Is it like the same folks in the third row, you know?
You know what's going to be cool is since they both came out in the same year, it's like we're not going to forsake one for the other. I'm going to find a way to make it a cohesive show. I mean, that's what we've been doing the last month or so is out on the road. We've got Rebecca here playing fiddle. We still have the horn section, and just finding a way to marry these two concepts together and make a cool dynamic show out of it.
It's a lot of people to cart around.
You telling me?
So cool. Yeah, we're gonna do one more song today.
All right.
Also from Belle of the West. Tell us what the encore is today.
It's the last song on the record. We're just going to skip the middle. We're going right through to it. It's a song I actually wrote a couple years ago, and we've been playing it live in my trio back when it was just the three of us. And so people kind of were familiar with the song, but I never could find the right situation for it. So we redid it on Belle of the West. It's got a whole different feel.
Yeah.
It's called Gone for Good. Saw counter out. I'm not the kind of company that you're accustomed to. You've got such a calmness that I
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was 4 songs from Samantha Fish. The new record is called Belle of the West.
That's right.
Second record of 2017, amazingly enough.
That's right.
And so you're on tour now in these parts. I know you're going to be down in the Philly area at the Ardmore tomorrow night, I believe.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. There are more dates on SamanthaFish.com. Everyone can find music there and videos and, more stuff from Samantha Fish, including the last record, which I should say is called Chills and Fever, came out in April. And that is kind of a soul record. This one is sort of more countrified blues. It's an amazing amount of music and an amazing breadth of music for 1 year. I think that's everything. That was amazing. 4 songs.
My band up here, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Can I go around some of there?
Please.
Yanrika Scott on the drums, Chris Alexander on vocals and mandolin and bass guitar, Rebecca Crenshaw on violin, Phil Breen on keys. We had a lot of fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming, guys. Congratulations on the record. Have a great tour. And thank you so much to you for coming to Pace and playing for us again this year. It was really amazing. And please come again.
Yeah, anytime you'll have us.
Next time you release a record, like in about 5 minutes, come back and play
5
again.
minutes from now, we're going to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.